Ronald has been studying plasma technology for over 2 years from the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute in Austria, and we talk all things Star Trek. So let's go and say hello to Ronald. Hey everyone, welcome to High Energy Girl, a podcast helping women to age stronger because it is never too late to get fit, be strong, and feel sexy. I'm your host, Tracy Gluhite, health coach and personal trainer and founder of highenergygirl.com. Each week, we will either have a guest interview, which will provide you encouragement or an actionable tip to help you age stronger, or I will do a solo episode. Please also join our awesome Facebook group called High Energy Girls, and I'm looking forward to see you on the inside of that group and hope you enjoy today's show. Create Whole Body Wellness, a powerful new advancement in energy medicine. Increase your energy, empower your life. I am super excited to announce that I am now a bioenergetics practitioner. And many people are like, well, what is bioenergetics? So imagine that our body is controlled by our energy field, and these fields get distortions and blockages, which create physical and emotional symptoms. So how do we get energy blockages? From stress, toxins, EMFs, emotional traumas, physical scars, and physical traumas. All you need to do is decode the human body field to get to the root cause and restore your energy for life. For more information, head on over to the blog at highenergygirl.com/bioenergetics with an X. That's BIOENERGETIX, and heal your energy for life. Hey, Ronald, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
How you doing? Yeah, I'm doing fine. How is everybody doing?
Good. We finally have sun here today. We've had nothing but rain for the last 4 months. So I am excited to get outside in the sun. So listen, for the listeners that don't know you yet, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born in Trinidad. I have a background in electrical. I also have a little bit of electronics experience in carpentry, in construction, a little bit in real estate, and I'm a father of 3 with 1 grandson.
Nice.
Married for 20 years. And I started to learn the plasma technology about 2 years ago. And I grew up in a Christian background also. And with everything that had been happening, I got connected with Mr. Keshe through prayer, because with all the stuff that was happening around us, with the COVID and all these different things, I was searching, and I was in prayer, and I asked the Creator that I wanted to able to help my family and to help people around me, but come up with a solution with a technology where I can make a difference. And that's when he connected me 2 years ago with the Keshe Foundation, and that's where my venture started with the plasma technology. And from then on, this is where I'm at now, where I'm working, with the technology and developing things. And we teach also. And as a knowledge seeker, I'm always open to learn from others because I don't know everything,
Right.
And and currently right now, they have, with the plasma technology, they have many things they already produce and created. It's on their website, but we teach the basics of the technology with the plasma technology.
So what is the very basic? The term plasma technology is foreign to me. I mean, when I think plasma, I think blood plasma. Exactly. So can you explain that just at the very foundation to start?
Yeah, sure. Well, plasma, in essence, it's source plasma, God's energy. It's magnetic fields, a collection of dynamic magnetic fields. that comes together, right, from the cosmic rays, and it forms the initial fundamental plasma. And that creates some people call it antimatter, dark matter, and the matter. But in the plasma, we call it the principle, which is the soul, the transition, and the matter. The transition represents like the emotions of man and the emotions in creation, and the physicality is the matter state. So the source plasma creates all of that when the cosmic rays comes together and form the initial fundamental plasma.
So you have a device or a method for honing in that plasma initially?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I have pictures if you want me to share so you can see, so you could have
yeah, that'd be fun. Here, I'll give you so you can share. Yeah. And I just kind of want you to baby step us all the way to the initial, to where like what's coming down the pipeline. Okay. And what you're most excited about as well.
Oh man, excited. I'm excited. My most excitement is bringing heaven on earth. That is what I'm here for, to create a heaven on earth. I wanted to share, I'm going to share a general picture of some of the things that they've been developing already. You can see the screen? Mm-hmm. So this unit here is called the Horizontal Enhancement Spaceship Unit. Okay. This unit here used by doctors and medical professionals. This unit can regrow limbs and body parts that's missing. Okay. This one here is the Vertical Enhancement Spaceship Unit. They on YouTube, they have a couple videos, like about 2-3 minutes, going a little more detail about it. This one here is the vertical unit for transmutation and transportation. So pretty much this unit can move a soul from one unit to the next.
What do you mean?
Like teleportation, like teleportation.
So for instance, if you're in New York, which you are, and I'm in California, you could basically, if I had one of those, you could come see me in an instant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now this unit here, this was just a prototype of their unit, but most of these units is already obsolete because they already have newer versions coming out. So these are like obsolete versions that I'm showing you.
Okay.
But I just want to show you where they're at and where they're heading to and beyond, because it's like no limits with the technology. And this unit right here, this was just a basic prototype that I was working on. This is called the Power Enhancement Combined Plasma Generator. What this unit does, it can, depending upon what you want, what type of gas you want, and so forth. The reason why he had created this unit was because of the gas shortage and all the stuff that was going on with the fuel. Mm-hmm. So this unit creates it for you.
Creates gasoline?
It creates gas, petroleum, hydrogen, whichever one is needed based in your country, it will create it from the fields. So
can it create like natural gas for your heater?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. For cooking everything.
Wow.
Yeah, it creates it.
Do they sell these?
Yeah, these are available already on their sites. Everything I'm showing you is already available.
Holy cow.
Right. This unit here, this blue unit here is called the McGrath Power Unit. Everything we're working with because it's plasma, that means it's a living material we're working with, and it have a consciousness. It's aware. Wow. It's alive. It's living material. It's alive. It connects with you on a soul level. This is soul technology, love-based technology, because in order to work with these units, when we working with these units, or when you go in and create, not myself working with these specific, but when you're working with the plasma and you're going to create technology, the first thing is your intentions, because it knows the intention, and the intention have to be good. So right. when I'm working with the product, making something for my family, and I'm creating the material, my intention have to be love-based, because that becomes part of the system you're creating, because our intention is a feel also, and it gets pulled in and stored into the material.
Wow. This is
Okay.
amazing. And what's that on the right, Ronald?
So this is the enhancement tabletop CO2 capturing unit. This captures CO2 and create a plasma material, and you can use it for many medical applications. We use these to create all different kind of health application. The CO2, wow. All right? And this is the flight unit here, sorry. This is the flight spaceship enhancement unit that they launched in June of 2022. They started to do work testing on these units. So these flight unit, people understand it as anti-gravity. We call it McGrath positioning. So these, so that's for others to understand. This is it's an anti-gravity ship, and it can travel in deep space. You don't need to take food or medicine, because the fields it creates will transfer the energy the body needs.
Wow. This is nuts. So are those being operated right now?
They're doing testings on them, yes, right now. They're testing these out, yes. And these are some of the smaller items that they have already. That I'm just showing all of this just to show you where the technology is at.
Yeah.
And these things been there for a while. This is the GANs painting. So like if someone want to do painting in their home, they can use the plasma paint and create the fields in their home. So it creates a healthy environment for you. And then it have the plant care for the plants. This one is the GANs. GANs mean gas to nano solid state. This is where we convert in fields into a visible matter that you can see.
So what does that help with? The balancer?
The balancer is for the environment, like with EMF and so forth. This is what it does. It helps balance out the environment. So it absorbs bad radiation and so forth, negative, like the electromagnetic fields, the 5G and all these things. It can be designed to absorb that, because the plasma is stronger than EMF and X-rays and gamma rays. So it absorbs it back.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's essentially neutralizing the negativity that's out there in the environment.
Yeah, it creates a balanced environment. Yes.
Okay.
And these paintings are from one of the knowledge seeker in the foundation that put this up on their website. So these painting comes in pairs. So they're painted with GANs paint. So you need a pair. So when you're walking through the paints, you're going to feel the field interaction with your body. So it creates a nice environment. And it can promote the healing of yourself, Yes.
So do you put them on opposite walls or side by side?
Yeah, opposite. Like if you're in a hallway, you put one on one side and one on the other.
Wow.
So as you're walking through there, you get the feel interaction that will interact with the body. The whole thing, the beauty about the technology is three things. It works with unconditional love. We have to understand the totality, and we have to also understand we don't seek to do harm.
Of course.
Right? And working with the technology from that mindset and with the heart, not just the mind, but the heart is what empower the technology even more than, in other words, if you're going to try to do some harm or use it for negativity, it's not really going to function in that way for you.
So it has quantum consciousness.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's source plasma. It's God energy. That the plasma technology, with this technology, is what going to help us understand how the whole creation is made, whether from the universe, galaxies, star system, and so forth. So those systems that you see that built is because of the understanding of plasma technology. So we have replicators that takes the energy, the fields, and convert it to whatever you want. So can I show you another slide?
Yeah, this is all about you. I'm just excited to see it.
It's not about me, it's about us.
Have you been in that transfer thing?
No, not as yet. They have a location, and they're in Linz, Austria.
Okay.
Okay, let me get
that would make my trip to New York to visit my son a lot easier, you know.
So with the plasma technology, it will change the way how we understand space, health, materials, energy, transportation, the environment, agriculture, and nanotechnology. I'm going to kind of go through this a little bit because there's a lot of information. So I'm just going to kind of jump through a little bit so you can get a general idea. This is Mr. Keshe, Iran-born. He's the one who brought the knowledge to and been teaching for like over 30 years. He's been teaching this technology.
And he's in Austria?
Yeah, he's been in Austria. He travels around the world, but he's in Austria. There's a location in Arizona, actually, too, also, that's run by John. Okay. So with the I was gonna jump through a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to show you. Okay. With what we learned to do, right? We learn to take the matter state, like say with the copper wires, and we go from the copper wire and we learn to create the nano layers where the copper becomes black. That's where there's a process in where we put it in a container of sodium hydroxide or lye. And what it does, the temperature, I don't want to jump too fast, but what it creates the right heat and temperature in the container to loosen up the atoms, and it shifts to the upper layers, but it's still connected to the matter state, but through fields. It don't have a physical connection almost. So it becomes black because it's absorbing all the energy in the environment. And this is what we are teaching from how we're moving from the matter state to the nano state, to the GANs, all the way to the field state. So this is a process of creation. We're going from matter to nano to GANs to the field. And then using GANs, we understand about the magnetic fields. And then from the fields, we're going to learn how it goes from the fields to the GANs to the nano to the matter state back.
So that would be the replicator process. So it begins with the matter, and then it can go and transfer to a different type of matter. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So we're learning to operate more with fields. Many people are comfortable operating with the nano layers, which is the nanotechnology, or even the GANs. It have many applications. But ultimately, we want to learn to operate with the fields plasma. So that way, you remove a lot of the limitation.
Have you seen anything be replicated from one thing to a different thing?
I'm personally working on a unit. I haven't finished it as yet, but I know others have done that in the foundation. But I personally have projects that I'm working on myself, and I haven't completed as yet. But there's things I'm working on because I use the plasma technology in my home for myself and with families and other people.
Oh, cool! So
with their help, yeah.
What do you use it for exactly with your family?
Well, mainly I use it in the health area because I have a son also. We're working on certain, he has 2 issues, right? And he has one where he's missing a part of his brain, the corpus callosum, and he also have a heart transplant. Now, we can regrow the part of the brain, but we still have to develop more technology to deal with a foreign organ, something that's different because of a different structure come from somewhere, from someone else. So currently, if someone have a transplant of a different organ, you have to know what you're doing in order to fix one area. You don't want to cause a reject, because that organ is not originally from that person's body. So it's a different structure, right? Mm-hmm. So they're working on the technology to able to accommodate or isolate that organ, so that way now it can become part of that new environment it's in. Because it's like a different entity. It's the same way like if someone from Earth goes to a different planetary system, they have to adjust to that location. It's the same thing.
Okay.
You know,
how old's your son?
He's 19 now.
Oh, so he's young.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's still in progress, because I had created a plasma hat for him, but during the process we have to figure out now how to deal with the heart transplant, because a different organ. It's not his organ. It's from so you don't want the person to go into rejection and so forth. But the technology is us understanding more, and then we'll learn how to accommodate the organ, or how to change it, or what's need to be done so become part of that new structure.
Is he healthy, or are these?
Yeah, he's healthy. Yeah, but he's on medicine because of the heart, the foreign heart.
Right, anti-rejection drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
So I heard about this technology. Actually, Ron is going to be able to hopefully use it even next month. There's this Q-Arc bed that is being made in Utah. Well, it's actually already made, but it's in Utah, and it's right down the street from him. And literally, if you have an artificial anything in your body, it reatomizes it to make it natural for you. Right,
exactly. That is what I'm talking about. Exactly.
So it's the technology's already there. It's coming. Like, I might have an opportunity to go in it next month. But
that's good for me to know.
Well, I'm healthy and strong, and I mean, I don't feel like I need to do it right away, but Ron is probably going to be able to do it because he's not healthy. And so, but literally, if you have anything artificial, like I have a implant on my tooth, and so that will take that post in your tooth and it will change it so it's natural, and it's you instead of titanium or whatever it is.
Right. So when it's changing it, it's bringing it. It's the way our plasma work is absorption and extraction. If in order for it to be in balance with your body, is either there's an absorption of fields to the new material to change it to match up the environment, or extraction to change it to match up the environment. It's either or. This is what we call magnetical or gravitational. Magnetical,
you're so smart.
The magnetical is the push, and the gravitational is the pull.
Oh, that makes sense.
And when plasma is created, that what creates gravity.
Wow. So you're working on stuff for your home for medicine. Is there any other applications you're using?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's endless. It's whether it be agriculture. Well, when coming to the agriculture, we won't need to eat after a while when our body shifts to the higher dimensional body. We won't need to physically eat food if we don't want to, because the way how our body works in eating, when you take a piece of matter state food and you put it in your mouth, the body is converting it and breaking it down into fields, absorption. So when it goes through the mouth and you chew it and it breaks down, it goes through the whole process, it's actually absorbing fields into the body. So with the knowledge of the plasma, you could eliminate the physicality so you don't have to kill, so we can fulfill thou shalt not kill. So now that's how the replicators and them work. They're using the fields and converting it into the physicality state, but you're not killing another entity, whether it be the vertical people, we call them the vertical people, which is the plants and the vegetation, but they all have souls, right? And they're living beings also. So the beauty with this knowledge is that it will lead us that we no longer have to kill, like, other animals or other beings to sustain our life. We can do through field absorption, right? And through the replicator technology.
Oh my gosh, this is so
Isn't that
exciting.
beautiful? Yeah,
Yes.
isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful, like I share with people, it's such a beautiful knowledge of the creator that was shared to us. So we are learning how to develop this technology for ourselves. So we don't, as a sovereign being, a sovereign soul, and a sovereign humanitarian, we want to learn how to do things too for ourselves. So when I share with people, in the little group I have, I speak about sovereignty and spiritual maturity. So we have God living in us. The kingdom of God is in us, that we can create the kingdom of heaven wherever we go. And with the Christ mindset, God living in us, and the knowledge of creation, we can create beauty, we can create peace, we can create, beautiful one. We can create beautiful world, heaven on earth with this knowledge. And this is what we are doing. And this is what we are working on. So we don't have to kill. We have the replicator where whatever material you want, you can materialize it because it's coming from the fields, the cosmic rays of the creator, and it's being converted into whatever state of matter. So in other words, all matter, whether it be solid, liquid, or gas, is plasma. Yeah, it just shows up itself as different material because of the environment it's in. So whether it be gold or metal, whether it be wood or plastic, it still comes from plasma.
So help me understand something. So I know that everything's made of atoms. So is the plasma inside the atom?
No, the plasma creates the atom. I'm going to show you this right now.
Okay. So the plasma makes the atom. Yes. So have you heard the term God spark before?
That's the yeah, of course. That's the interaction. That's the plasma or the cosmic rays that's creating.
So the plasma is the God spark. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, the plasma. Hold on, I'll show you right now. So I'm going to show you from the book right here. So the initial, you can see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this part of the book is called the initial fundamental particles of plasma, which is the cosmic rays, which we call plasmatic magnetic fields. Okay. And these rays, as they're traveling through the universe, these are packets, like different packets of rays. So as they're traveling through the universe and through all creation, they come together and they form the antimatter, the dark matter, and the matter. Okay, so I'll show you what it does. This is them coming together of the same strength, of similar, near similar, or same strength. So when you look at, this is why when you have a group of people and you resonate with some people and you don't resonate with some people, it's the same thing. The plasma exists on every level, from the multiverse all the way down to the nano, and even our body is a whole universe too. And within there, it just keep repeating over and over.
Wow, this is deep.
So now so now as they combine, they form the seed of the plasma, which let me go to the other pictures. I'll explain it more because it's a lot of information. I know I'm like jumping around, but I want to let me get to this part right here so I can show you. Okay. As they're forming the seed plasma, the antimatter, the matter, and the dark matter, okay, you get the pyramid structure. You get this. You get this pyramid, the star formation structure. And love binds all of this together. Because love is the strongest field, and love creates. So God's love pulls all of creation together. And that what brings everything together is love, creates it. But love is the strongest field. Unconditional love is the strongest field. And the love is alive, it's living, it's nothing dead. And the love is the creator, is source itself that creates. So we of ourselves, our soul is in the image and likeness of our creator source. So that's why we have the God in us, because our soul spirit is God himself living in our body, in this physicality, expressing himself as you and as me, because our soul is a fractorial of him. That's why we have the ability to heal ourselves, because we are fractorial of him.
Right. Wow.
Okay? And so now this is how it's going to look when it's finished. So the plasma, so this is now with the cosmic rays, it forms the initial fundamental plasma. And you can call this the neutron of the atom. Is when they start to break apart, it forms the atom. We call it, I don't want to use the word decay, but it's like a break. When this split apart, I'll show you another image, how it looks. Okay, so we have the torus field in the center, like a whirlwind. You have the dark, the antimatter, the dark matter, and the matter state. Okay, I know some people know it like that, but we translate it over to the principle, the transition, and the matter state. The principle is always the soul. The transition represents the emotion, and then the physicality, the matter state. Okay. And this is where it creates a boundary around each fundamental plasma. It creates a boundary around it, which is the magnetosphere, or there's another name, I just forgot the other name. The magnetosphere, the Coulomb's barrier. So it's the same thing with the Earth, with the atmosphere of the Earth, which is magnetical, and the solid land itself is gravitational. So the Earth itself, plane, gravity interacts with our fields. That's how it keeps us down. It interacting with our fields. Because the Earth itself have its own gravitational magnetic field. That's how the ships and them could fly off, because it's tapping into the fields of the Earth.
Wow.
When the ships want to move upward, they tap into the magnetical fields of the Earth. It have a built-in reactor in the UFOs and the ships in them. So the reactor adjusts its magnetical gravitational fields. So when it taps into the fields, the magnetical fields of the Earth, it pushes it up. So it shoots off. And when they want to come to the Earth, it taps into the gravitational to pull it. But you have to have the control, because you don't want to go.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Like, how did you learn to absorb all this? It's just so deep.
Yeah, it goes very deep. Very deep.
Are you almost at the atom state?
Yeah, this is the atom. is the neutron, which is the hydrogen. So the first initial fundamental plasma creates the hydrogen when it splits. I will show you. Let me get to give me 1 second. Let me find the other one. I'll show you real quick. Give me 1 second.
This is so interesting.
It's such beautiful technology. It's
How many people are in your foundation?
well, it's Mr. Keshe Foundation. It's for the earth. It's for all of us. It's for knowledge seekers, for us to be part of it, because the ethos of the foundation is one planet, one race, one people. It's not about, it's for all knowledge seekers, who is about the love and light, and for peace. It's for peace. This is what the knowledge is being shared for, to create the peace, to create the condition for peace to take place. So with the knowledge that we are sharing, there's no such thing as lack. There's no such thing as a shortage and so forth, when we have access to all the fields of the creator to create whatever is needed.
Do you guys have a way to hone energy so that we don't have to pay for PG&E and electricity and all that stuff? Our PG&E bill, our energy bill is like $1,200 a month in my house.
That's the blue unit I showed you, the McGrath unit.
Does that make electricity?
What it does, it's called McGrath power, because electricity is just part of it, but it's not the only thing. Electricity is like a byproduct. It's a matter state, because electricity is the matter state of it. Okay, so the unit can create power for the house, because they launched those systems to already. But it's not just about power in the home. It creates the reason why you call it McGrath power, the magnetical gravitational field, is creating plasma. So you can take that plasma and create other things from it.
Okay.
So it's not just for electricity.
So it's just very diverse.
Yes, you can feed from it. You can get medicine. You can create other element. That's what all the space technology that they have, replicator, med beds, space, all that comes from the knowledge of the plasma. I've understand. That's why everything as you learning more about it, you're going to start to see how the replicator work, how the ships, how teleportation, portals, instant transmission, all of that is all plasma knowledge. Technology.
How far away are we from making this like common in everyday life?
Oh, it's already available. That's why one of the things I wanted to do as a humanitarian, I want to purchase these units and get them out there. And get them distributed. But it's already being manufactured. Mr. Keshe and them manufacture these by the thousands and the millions. They got them.
Wow.
It's already available. All right, let me show you the website. Let me go to the website. There's other things I even begin to share with you what they already have available. Okay, so this is the Keshe Fund. I'm not trying to sell anything on it's over, but I'm just trying to share people the technology that's already available.
Oh, it's okay. I mean,
yeah, because eventually a lot of stuff is going to be made in abundance and free over time. Is that because we're still going through this transition?
Right.
But this is why one of the things I wanted to do for my humanitarian project. This is the technology I'm going to be working with. And these are the things I'm going to be purchasing to set up in the center. And one of the ideas me and my wife was talking about in the centers, and then we want to have like a one-stop shop. You come there and you get everything you need to help the different souls and so forth. So this unit let me go down to I'll give you, this is the unit right here, the McGrath unit. Okay. Although it's a car, a similar unit like this is what you connect to the house. And it reduced. They have one that's called the enhancement and the generator. The generator is the one that you do not connect to the grid. You could just plug it in and it will supply power to it. Now, these units, for right now, they set it at 3,000 watts, but it can go all the way up to megawatts if need be. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's just marked that way.
Yeah, because they're slowly introducing it because they don't want to destroy or create havoc and all of these things. They have to slowly introduce it a certain way. Right? Because, I mean, they tried to kill Mr. Keshe so many times. It's crazy. They tried to assassinate him like 7, 8 times.
Wow. When
he was first releasing these technologies, they tried to poison him, blow him up, shoot him. All coming from the cabal. They try to stop him from releasing this knowledge. This blue unit right here, it's not just, if you look at the physicality, you'll think it's just sitting there as a physical structure, but it has its own consciousness. It's a living being. And it connects to you on a soul level, because the one I made connected with my wife and has been teaching us many things. His name is Sergey, which means protector or shepherd.
Wow.
Yeah, it connects with you on a soul level connection.
Wow.
Through emotion.
That's just so beautiful.
Not physicality. So these units and them are built for peace, to bring family together, to change the environment, to create a healthy environment. So one of the things why also we want to focus on changing the environment, because on Mother Earth, she of herself is a living being. Just as how we want to change the environment for our body to heal, we got to change her environment so she can heal too.
Yeah, for sure.
When she heals, it in turn, because she created a healthy environment for us, it affects us back in a positive way too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the totality of the knowledge of understanding how to work with totality. So there's a balance. So we create. So in other words, so over time with the med beds, and it's after a while you don't need med bed. That's why we don't call ours med bed. We call it body enhancement. Because you won't be getting sick no more. I mean, sure, you might break an arm or bone, whatever, and you get healed, but you're not going to be dealing with the different sickness and disease that we're currently dealing with. Mm-hmm. So as the environment change, the planet change herself, and with us helping, we're creating a beautiful environment.
Yeah.
So everything is in balance. So with the plasma technology, we are capable of doing that. So it don't matter whether it be food, agriculture, transportation, cleaning up the water, purifying. It's just understanding the knowledge, how to balance things out and convert it. In other words, Mr. Keshe taught us, like when you're dealing with viruses or bacteria, you're not seeking to kill them. You're learning how to use them as energy pack and absorb them. So now they benefit the environment they're in. So instead of doing harm, they're actually doing good. So this is the knowledge he shares and he teaches. How to take like a virus, and because it's an amino acid and it's an energy pack, and how to convert it so it don't do you no more harm, but good instead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that fulfills the balance we're not seeking to kill.
Right.
So there's a total balance going round and around. Totality, not seeking to kill, and unconditional love.
Wow, this is so fun.
I did already. Yeah. This here is called a cosmic ray. Oh, I'm telling you, you haven't begun to see. It's heaven on earth. This is the cosmic ray. This is just that's a image, but this is the cosmic ray unit and the plasma unit combo. What this does, the cosmic ray unit, you can see my screen, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This cosmic ray connects you to the center for learning, for feel, and also with health. So if you need to learn, it will download through the fields to your soul. It connects to the soul level, because all the knowledge is already within the soul.
Wow. Yeah,
Soul
that's
connection.
what we're told. We already know everything.
It's already
Gotten.
because we're in the image and likeness of God. So we have a direct connection to our creator through the soul connection, soul spirit connection. That's why we always go within ourselves. We don't need external or have to channel this being and that being. If you want to channel, go within yourself and connect to your creator within you.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm talking to Ron.
Yeah. It's so funny. Both our neighbors, Ronald. So with the cosmic ray, if you want to learn a language, you're able to learn a whole entire language, because the soul is going to learn through the fields. Because everything in the matter state, there's an energy, combination of energy of different strength, millions or trillions of combination for every language, and that will become part of the soul, will absorb that language, and it will bring it down to the physical brain, so you'll know how to speak that language.
How long does it take?
Oh, when you put it on, it's not like long. It's like almost, I think it's almost instantaneously overnight. Yeah.
That beats Duolingo any day.
Yeah. Right. And like I say, through the soul, you can feed the physicality through the soul by feeding the soul, and then the soul can feed the physical body also. These are the technology that's being developed and to come, because these things are already being tested. That's why they're on here.
Wow.
Okay, that's why they're on here. So this one is the cosmic ray communication bundle. So the time is coming where you don't need to have other communication systems with the telepathic. Like, you don't need the phone, the cell phone, or we don't need satellite, like matter state satellite. We don't need that stuff no more, because the communication line for the whole universe in the plasma form is carbon-14. So when you're communicating with someone from here, from planet Earth to another solar system, it's through the carbon-14 in the fields. It's all connected, because one massive body, which is God, Source himself. We're living inside of the creator. That's what it is. The whole multiverse spiraling is all inside the creator. Just as your body, look at your physical body structure, right? When you bounce your toe, you instantaneously feel the pain. That's the communication throughout the whole body, the carbon-14 structure through the, I think is the, I'm talking on the plasma level, not the matter state, but that's the connection, the carbon. So when you look at the amino acid structure, the 4 basic amino acid structure that we deal with in the teaching is the carbon, the oxygen, the hydrogen, and the nitrogen. Okay? The carbon is the communicator. The oxygen is the gravitational. It's like the glue. It sticks things together. The hydrogen is the energy giver. It gives. And the nitrogen helps create. Because the nitrogen, you can create hydrogen and oxygen. And, the nitrogen creates the oxygen and the carbon. That's why with the plants, it's not really I know they call it photosynthesis, but is the interaction of fields from the sun with the atmosphere and the earth. And with the nitrogen is because during the day, the sun plasma field have more pressure. So it pushes in the atmosphere to create the oxygen, the carbon, excuse me. And then at night, there's less pressure from the sun, so the earth field pushes back up.
Oh.
Yeah. So the sun, the interaction with the sun and the earth fields in an infinity loop creates the light where the fields interact. The light that you see from the sun is the interaction of the fields from the earth and the sun.
So that's why they say the sun is not hot?
Right, right.
Okay,
Because
so
the light you're seeing is field interacting. Because light is created when there's an imbalance of two entities. So when you have two entities of same field strength, balance out, it's dark. That's how you get the dark matter. The antimatter darkness in space, because the fields are balanced. When they become unbalanced, it releases the light. Because that light itself is a plasmatic magnetic field. We call it PMTICs. That's why everything is made from the PMTICs, plasmatic magnetic fields. So even the light, what they call photon, is a field.
Wow.
So when like even with the ships, when they cloak, the ship, when it's moving in the environment and it disappears, because it become balanced with the environment. So it don't give out the light. But when it's unbalanced, you're going to see it.
So does it become balanced on purpose so it can
Yeah, because they have the control. Yeah, because they have the control systems to do that.
Yeah, one of the girls in my group on Telegram, she recorded one that she saw during the day, and then she recorded a few that she saw at night. And I'm just like blown away by, she's like, there must be a portal where I live.
Well, the time is coming. We won't need the ships in them. We will instant move from one point to the next. We won't need the ship because the ships is still matter state.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
So
we won't even need ships.
If we were to want to get a device, just to get started, what device would you recommend?
Well, the first thing we have on YouTube, I have the links. I could always email them to you, where it will start to teach you on what plasma technology is, the plasma science is what it is, so you can start to understand of it before you just jump to. I know a lot of people want to jump to the other thing, but we start small because the knowledge. In other words, I say this to people, I only know 1% of the 1% Mr. Keshe taught me about the plasma technology. So it's just a little bit. Everything I'm sharing is just a tiny bit of knowledge I have learned so far.
Wow, so fun.
Yeah.
Send the links over. I'd love to learn, and then I can put them on the show notes page as well. And then what's that website?
Okay, this is you could go. The main page is Keshe.Foundation, and through there you'll get the link for everything else.
And that's KESHE.
Yeah, .Foundation.
Okay.
And
Foundation.
through there you'll get all the links for everything else through there. All the teachings, the store, everything.
Okay, perfect.
Well,
I look forward to reviewing reviewing and learning so that I can maybe get 1% of your 1% of the 1%.
Oh man.
I mean, this is deep.
This I forgot to show you this right here too. Right here is where he called the comprehensive universal plasma coverage. This is where this will help extend the life of us. They can go in to the fields and fix you up. So if you're going to get sick with something, they're going to help that you don't get sick with, whether it be cancer or whatever, because we're dealing with the emotion and the soul.
That's my favorite part about this whole thing, Ronald.
Yeah.
just that piece of it.
So this is why with our, we know our life is changed.
So Ronald, I would love to someday have you come back and share more. It was such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I love sharing this knowledge. And
I love learning.
We're here to learn because I believe in the law of consistency. And that's why we share this knowledge. So we all have this knowledge and it empowers us. And as humanitarians and sovereign beings, souls of the Creator, this gives us the ability to go even further. And I mean, there's no limits in what we can do with the technology. And as far as creating peace, a heaven on earth, there's no limits to what we can do with it.
Well, that's why we're all joining together to make it happen. So, all right. Well, thank you again so much. It was lovely learning, and I look forward to learning more, and I'll be in touch with you extremely soon. Okay, that was super fun. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please head on over to Keshe.Foundation to find out further information and check out the interesting plasma technology. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Please go out and make it a great day. This podcast contains the opinion and thoughts of its host and guests. It is intended to provide helpful and informative material on the subjects covered. All statements made on the podcast have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. If the listener requires professional assistance or advice, please contact your personal medical doctor. Both host and guest specifically disclaim any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the contents of these episodes. Like I said, this is my opinion and I could be wrong.